I'm here with um, Jair, and I'm going to be talking about, or we're going to be talking about the Packers and Patriots game. So, Packers win in overtime. What was it, like 27-24?
Yep.
Um, which was not what I was expecting, but if you want to get started on your thoughts on either side of the ball.
Yeah, so I think this game was kind of all defense for us, even though the scoreline looked like it wasn't that. We held the Patriots to only 3 for 11 on third down. They struggled on third down against us. We got a lot of sacks. And we only gave up 17 points through the fourth quarters. In the overtime. uh, Over the 11 drives that the Patriots had. So a lot of people look at that, they're like, 24 points, like that's a decent amount of points, but really there was a pick six and a touchdown that was given up. It really should have
Yeah.
only been
I mean, that was the delay game.
um
Like, that was like,
yeah, it
that's,
really should have only been 10 points that our
yeah.
defense gave up.
Or 13, because it
Um
was.
yeah, 13 because they were in field
Yeah,
goal range.
yeah.
So really our defense only gave up 13 points. I mean, you can never say that because football is football.
Yeah.
Um, but
Plus, Kenny Clark
we
had that um, unnecessary roughness
Yeah,
call too, which would have been like 3rd and 18 or something like that.
yeah.
Which, like, and they ended up
And
scoring a touchdown on that
Amos
drive too. So
Amos got out with a concussion. He'll be back next game most
yeah,
likely. Concussion injuries don't last normally multiple weeks. Um, but yeah, our defense was good. We had four sacks, two for Gary. Larry and Smith shared a sack, and Gerard and Reed had a sack.
actually wait, who's the other person that got a sack besides Reed?
Larry and Smith shared one, and then there
Uh,
was two for Gary.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Gary balled out that game. He had that strip sack at the beginning,
Yeah.
and I'm forgetting what the other sack is from. But yeah, I mean,
The other
obviously,
sack was early.
yeah.
There's the one in the second drive, and then there
Oh,
was
that's right. Yeah,
one.
yeah. He got popped. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, going into this game, I didn't think that we really needed Jair because I felt like this was going to be a pretty comfortable win. But obviously wasn't the case because Joe Barry, like we mentioned this last week, where he just completely shuts down when we have like a lead. Actually, I guess we didn't have a lead, but he played prevent again when we should have been
yeah.
like
There was a lot
we
of
should have been
drives where he played safe.
filling up the box, but we kept having like four linemen for some reason, which is yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the only reason that we were kind of playing rush this game because younger quarterbacks don't play well against pass rush. They're really springy.
Yeah,
So once the pass rush gets to them, sometimes they're completely blind to the rush. Like the one strip sack that Gary had. I mean, he didn't even see him coming,
yeah,
and he sacked him like that. So I think it's just Barry's game plan for that game. I still think that he should have been more aggressive with our corners because it's not like Douglas or Stokes are necessarily horrible.
yeah. I just I mean I just watched the Matt LaFleur press conference, and he mentioned that like Barry should have been stacking the box instead of playing prevent, which I mean it's happened 2 games in a row, so like surely that doesn't keep
Yeah.
happening, but we'll see, I guess. So yeah, the defense, I think, like you said, it played pretty well up until the end when he started playing prevent. Um, I don't really have many concerns for our defense. Like we know they can play well, and we've already had like 2 key injuries. Um, so yeah, I'm confident on that side of the ball. As for the offense, like I don't think I've seen a worst half of football by Rodgers since when was it? Or I guess week 1 of last year.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was just atrocious. Like every single throw he was overthrowing. He had a bad pick six. I mean, I guess he picked it up in the second half, but still, like this
hmm
that pick six like costed us. Like that basically is what got us into overtime. So
Yeah, I mean, I did like Rogers leaning on Lazard and Dobbs though. I thought that
yeah,
he targeted them both, I think 8 times, which that means that he's figuring out who he wants to pass to. He's not really passing too much to Watson,
yeah.
but
Which I mean,
he
it is.
likes Dobbs,
Yeah,
I
I'm glad he
think.
likes Dawes, but like we've had Rogers has had shots with Watson. I mean, I think he threw a deep ball to him this game, and he just overthrew him again.
Mhm.
But yeah, we really have to keep giving Watson shots. So I'm glad him and Dobbs are connecting.
Yeah, I mean, Dobbs would have connected on that touchdown if, I mean, I think with another year of experience, those touchdowns aren't going to
Yeah,
be like 50-50s anymore. It's going to be like a clear-cut connection
yeah,
between the two of them. Whereas now, especially with the fumble on our first drive from Dobbs, kind of deflated the offense a little bit, but I think it's just something that Dobbs just has to learn. I
yeah.
mean, he's a rookie.
I mean,
You can't
He's
expect
also
everything from
playing
him.
better than like pretty much every wide receiver um, on our roster right now. And I mean, that was a like I mean that drop was his fault, but that was also like a really tough catch to make.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's not like that's an easy catch,
yeah,
but he almost had it. He just slipped from
yeah,
his
it
hands
was
on his way
close.
down.
And
Um,
what were you gonna say?
our offense, at least, is this game doing good on the run. I don't know how good the Patriots' run defense is, but we had in total as a team 199 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown.
Yeah,
Um, so that was good. I mean, I think, AJ had about 73 rushing yards, and then Aaron Jones had 110. So they both kind of balled out last game.
yeah.
They were doing their
I think
respective parts.
um, we didn't even mention that. I'll talk about it later, but our run defense. But I think I mean going into the season, I mentioned this earlier last episode, but I actually thought like Jones really wasn't that good last year. If I'm gonna be honest with you, like
Hmm.
Dylan had a lot more. I don't know if I want to say explosive runs, but like more impactful runs. Um, and this year has just been like I was actually shocked to see how well Jones has been doing. I mean, he's had was it last week where Jones had? No, that was 2 games
No, that
ago.
was week 2.
Yeah. Um,
Um, I
but
mean,
yeah, I
my
mean,
thing with Jones is that I think we kind of overpaid him in that we could
yeah,
have
for sure.
we could have kept Jamal Williams and let Jones walk. And Jamal Williams, in my opinion, when he was playing, he played a lot like Jones. Maybe was I don't know, maybe a little bit less athletic, but I think a Jamal Williams and AJ Dillon duo would have just done fine. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at the Lions. I mean, this week Jamal Williams wasn't great, but
Well,
last week, I
I
mean, you
mean, he
see
has like
Jamal
five
Williams
touchdowns
get
on
two
the season,
touchdowns.
right?
But yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing well on the entire season. And
Yeah.
imagine it, like, I mean, him playing here with AJ and paying millions of dollars less on our roster.
Yeah.
Maybe could have signed us a wide receiver or re-signed Devontae,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, Devontae, he didn't really care about the money, but
Well, yeah. I mean, he did sign for like what? Like, I'm pretty sure signed for like
it was like 200
a
million
deal,
something. I don't know.
but I'm pretty sure that's close to what the Packers offered him
Yeah.
anyway. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he would have signed if we gave him a few million more,
I mean, we could have at
and
least used
promised
that money to.
playoffs.
We could have at least used that money to get another wide receiver for Orange Devontae,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean, there's decent wide receivers on the market.
yeah.
I mean, we could have done something over the offseason instead of just waiting for the draft. And now we've got wide receivers like OBJ that are still on the market that nobody's touching OBJ.
Yeah.
Not sure
Which
why, but
I mean, I feel like we have a decent. I mean, I don't think we'll get him, but like, I feel like we have at least have a shot because last year the final two teams OBJ was looking at was the Packers and Rams,
hmm
and I don't know if I see him going back to the Rams, but
I think OBJ probably goes to somewhere like the Bills.
yeah,
'Cause I don't think like maybe the Ravens too, but I think that OBJ is kind of looking for a bigger market and like I don't know if he wants to go to the frozen tundra, you
yeah. I
know?
mean, I
I
can't
don't think
imagine him
he
wanting
doesn't
to.
seem like the type of
Yeah,
player.
I can't imagine him wanting to live here for a full year,
Yeah.
um, but I mean, yeah, we would obviously help out a lot having at least we just need a like even if he's not good, we need a veteran wide receiver because Watkins is out for I don't even know how long it was 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
He
something
should
like
be
that.
back, but it's like for these next few games, it's lucky that we got him injured now. I'm not
Yeah,
saying got him injured,
yeah.
but
I
it's lucky
mean,
that
yeah, I
he's
know what you're
injured
saying. Yeah,
now because I mean we're going through an easy stretch here.
Yeah.
especially facing the Giants. They might not even have Daniel Jones. Um,
Which I
so
mean,
that
I was after this game, like I don't even want to say anything because
that is
we
true.
almost lost to a third string quarterback. So
But I
um,
mean, who would have known if Mac Jones would have done better? To be honest, Mac Jones hasn't been hot either.
yeah, he hasn't. And honestly, like Zap looked pretty. Like he didn't look bad. He looked. I mean,
hmm
obviously, like that was what is he like a fourth or seventh round quarterback.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if you expect too much from him, but yeah, he didn't look that bad.
I mean, the stats though for Zap, I mean, I,
He had like
the
100
Patriots
yards. I
rushed.
think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He had 99 yards, but the Patriots rushed 33 times, and it seemed like whenever Zap did pass, it was like a check down. So
Yeah,
like that was kind of the whole Patriots offense. We couldn't really stop it because we were on the field on defense so much
yeah,
that like it just tires our defense down, you
yeah.
know?
And I don't even know. I guess that we already touched on it, but the run defense, like I don't even know what's happening there. Like we have Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith on that line, and we're still not able to stop the run. Like it's just
Yeah. Well, it seems like that we're good when they try to rush like right down the middle, like a
yeah,
basic stop on run. But like whenever they do whenever any team against us, they run outside, especially when you see this, like, it's the way the 49ers run. They run on the ends of the field, is
yeah,
that they run over us because they'd run to our corners and our safeties, and they can't tackle in the flat really, except for
yeah.
Stokes
We have
and
actually done a
Jair.
better job tackling this year, though. I think.
Yeah, of course, but it's just harder for us.
Yeah.
But I would like to make a note about Rashawn Gary this season.
Yeah.
Do
I
a little
mean,
bit of hyping up of Rashawn
yeah,
Gary.
5 sacks.
Um, he's got 5 sacks. He's half a sack behind first place. He's got 38 sack yards, which is tied for first. He's got 5 tackles for losses, which is tied for fifth. One forced fumble, and then 6 quarterback hits, which is tied for fifth. I don't know how many pressures he has, but he definitely has a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as much as
Which I think
Boza, but
pressures honestly matter. Oh, I mean, they don't. I don't want to say they matter more than sacks, but like I think people underlook them because like
hmm
for the past 2 years, Rashawn Gary's pressure percentage has been like top five. I'm pretty sure, and people just
yeah.
don't look at that. I mean, he's been amazing.
It's it's him and Kenny Clark. They're making
Yeah.
a really good duo on the interior.
Yeah.
Kenny Clark did look not like himself this last game
Yeah.
because
He
he didn't
didn't
look
look
as
great.
dominant. He
Yeah.
looked good, but he didn't look dominant. I know there was one highlight where he got like pushed back by
Yeah.
the
I
rookie
saw
center,
that.
like 5 feet in the center,
Yeah.
like pushed him all the way out of the way, and I was kind of like, that's kind of embarrassing. But
He also, I
it's like,
mean, I don't think he was in it mentally either, costing us like that
mhm.
whole drive by having the um roughing the what was it like unnecessary roughness something like that.
Yeah. And it's just like, I mean, when you run against him 33 times, I'm assuming he was tired,
Yeah,
.
who knows?
Long
But the
drives.
special teams looked a lot worse this game. The punting, Matt, who's our punter? Pat, what is it? Pat O'Donnell, something like that.
Our punter, let me tell you real quick.
I think
Our
it's Pat
punter
O'Donnell.
is, yeah, Pat O'Donnell.
Yeah, but yeah, he's been great. He had another 1 yard line punt, and besides that, our special teams still kind of sucks. The
hmm
I mean, Amari Rodgers is just dreadful at returning the ball. I don't even know how he's still on our team. He had a one-on-one returning the ball in the second half. I'm pretty sure, and he couldn't even beat that guy. It's just like
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't even know
I've
what to say.
I've got the our special team stats here. He had two um or let's see. I think he had 2 returns, Amari Rogers, and I think he had 11 yards total, and then his longest return was 7 yards on punts. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I'm not sure how to read this on the
Yeah,
website here.
I think that his 11 yard run back was in when
Or the
we
seven
got the
yard one.
no the
It says his longest one is seven
uh
yards.
yeah or yeah the 7 yard one. I think that was when that was like the final minute of the game. So at
Hmm.
that point, they're just trying to contain him. So yeah, I mean, we need to get it like whether it's I think we were looking into getting what is his name, Tavon Austin,
Yeah.
uh, getting him back, but we need someone else because I like every
I
time.
thought that our third string running back was still injured. That was actually
Oh,
pretty good at
Kylan
returning the
Hill.
ball. Yeah, Kylan Hill.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, anyone's gonna be better than Mario Rodgers at this point.
Hmm.
I just can't watch anytime he's getting returned, like if he's gonna fumble it or, um,
Seems like he doesn't have any flashiness
yeah.
at all.
I mean, all I care about honestly is just not fumbling the ball, which
Hmm.
I don't actually think he's had any fumbles this year, but still, he's not good. And the return defense is not very good either. They let up
Hmm.
like 3 plays past the 40-yard line or something like that. So
Yeah, we let up a 30-yard return,
yeah,
so that wasn't great at all.
and I think that was in
Um,
overtime too.
I don't see where it is, but I just see that stat, 30 yards. It's just crazy.
Yeah. But I think that's all for this week. But next week
Yeah.
we have Giants Packers in London. I think that should be a pretty. I mean, again, like I said, I'm not gonna say anything too cocky after what happened this week, but I,
Yeah, especially after this week.
yeah, I'm pretty confident. I don't know if Jalen Jones is playing. I think he's playing, but
Hmm.
um, yeah. I mean, we'll see. But I'm pretty confident. I don't know if you have anything else to say. That's pretty much it.